Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher, Editorial Director at Sweetwater, and welcome to the Sweetwater Minute. For this episode of the Sweetwater Minute, we're actually in my home studio. This is a studio where I do a lot of the testing of products for Sweetwater. I do the reviews for Sweet Notes, for Select, for guitars and gear. This is where I work on some of the ideas that end up being articles in our Pro Gear directories and our other publications as well. And this is where a lot of the technical tips for our InSync daily newsletter come from. The studio is mostly software-based. In fact, I'm in the process of moving from a dual G5 Macintosh over to a Mac Pro Macintosh as we're doing this video. I'm using a variety of software packages. I've got Pro Tools HD here, I've got Logic, Digital Performer, Ableton Live, Bias Peak. I've also got an array of plugins and software instruments that I use, and I'm summing through a Dangerous Music system, monitoring on a set of Focal monitors and a set of JBL monitors that I switch between. I find the combination of those two in this particular room works really well. The room's been treated acoustically with Orlex products. I've got space couplers in the ceiling, and in fact the whole ceiling is being used as a bass trap with the way I've got the space couplers installed. I've got Orlex fiberglass pro panels on the walls, and so what I do here tends to translate very well to the outside world acoustically. It's a pretty sound room. As I mentioned, I'm in the process of installing a new Apple Mac Pro computer here, and the first software I've installed on that computer is Logic Studio 9, the newest DAW software package from Apple. And that includes Logic Pro, which is the actual DAW, Main Stage, which is a live performance software package. There's Wave Burner, which is a CD burning package and mastering package, and a variety of other things come with that bundle as well. Some of the new things in Studio 9 are just going to blow you away. Logic Pro has a new Flex tool that allows you to work with audio in ways that you've never worked with it before. You can just grab an audio waveform with your mouse, move it around, shift where it's at in time in relation to other parts of the waveform. It's really pretty amazing. In addition to that, there's a whole new guitar amplification system built into this. There's plugins for a lot of different foot pedals, for a lot of different amplifiers, speaker cabinets, microphones. It's very flexible. I think you're going to be blown away by how it sounds. Another piece of software that I've just installed here in my studio is one that I've been beta testing for quite a while, and that's Propellerheads' new Record software. If you haven't checked out Record, this is something you're going to want to look into if you're a musician or a songwriter especially, but even if you're a professional engineer, because it's a package that allows you to record very quickly, very easily, and very intuitively. You simply put it into your computer and you can get to work right away. It's got extremely low latency. There's a full-featured mixer that's built in that's modeled after an SSL 9000. If you have Reason, it will integrate seamlessly with Reason. All of Reason's instruments and processing effects show up right inside of Record, so you can use them all right there inside of one package. It has a cool feature in that you can authorize it either using a hardware dongle that plugs into your computer, or you can run it over the internet using internet verification, which means you don't have to have a dongle at all, and you can be pretty much anywhere that you have Wi-Fi and be using the software. It's a fun package, but it's also very powerful, and you can certainly get professional results with it. One of the other things I'm working on here in my studio is a review of the Universal Audio UAD2 cards. The UAD2 cards are DSP processing cards that go into your computer. There's a version for your laptop. There's also a version for PCIe computers. These cards are used to run plugins from Universal Audio, and the plugins are modeled on such hardware as Neve equalizers. There's Empirical Labs distressor model in there. There are models of Roland effects. All of the popular Universal Audio products such as LA2A, LA3A, 1176. There's all kinds of plugins that are available for these cards. The plugins sound incredible, and they're compatible with VST, audio units, RTAS, a variety of different plugin formats. So I've got one of those cards that I'm actually using in my MacBook Pro, and that's a very simple Express card format that just plugs right into the side of the MacBook Pro, and you can take it pretty much anywhere. It's compatible with any laptop that has an Express card slot. And I've also got one that I'll be installing into my Mac Pro, which is the quad card. It has 4 processing chips on it. This is a very powerful card that will let you run a ton of plugins, tons of Neve channel strips or processing plugins. You can do a lot of work with one of these cards, and I'm anxious to get it into my machine and see what I can do with it. I'm Mitch Gallagher, the Editorial Director at Sweetwater. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Sweetwater Minute.